Hello, welcome back. Last time I had a real confusing room that I just could not figure out. And, guess I'm still here, trying to figure it out. What's going on in this place? Right, so I super through there. I bunny hop to get to that. I zigzag. I get a jellyfish in my hair. I spring up and a strawberry is revealed. But also downward facing one-way spikes. Or are they upward facing? Okay, I need that information before I can proceed. It's one or the other. They are upward facing. Upward facing one-way spikes and a touch switch with unknown effect. And there's also this. Downward passage, completely inaccessible. The only possible way I could get in there from this room, unless the power is shut off somehow, is if on the very right side there's a downward passage through here that tunnels all the way through and goes down. But that makes no sense. Like, the electricity can't be fake, right? As far as I have ever known in this game, if it looks zappy, it is zappy. So I'm not going to try and just throw myself down there. Anyway. I could believe there's a power box in the next room. I shut it off, I come back, and then go down there afterwards somehow. That could totally be a thing. Could that be how I get this strawberry too? Oh, that's an interesting idea. What if it's impossible to get this strawberry on this pass of the room, and I need to do a future one, because there's this clue. You're making it very clear there's something down here. That thing I assume is the kind of block that breaks when something is dropped on it, and this is the something that I drop on it. A little hard to verify that. Real hard to verify anything that's happening here. Okay, so if there is no possible way, no plausible way I could get that strawberry from here, well, I'd like to touch it and see if I can tell what the touch switch does. What tools does that require? So easily enough, I can go down here, get the jellyfish, climb that, and throw the jellyfish right, do a loop around, get down there, and dash up into the strawberry. No, I know what the touch switch does. It elevates that platform. It makes it go upward for reasons completely unknown to me. These two crystals regrow. This cloud does not. The jellyfish also does not, I'm pretty sure. Anti-jellyfish fields are here, here, and here. There's a corner the camera won't navigate there. Ooh. Is that whole thing on the right gonna fall? The bottom portion does. But I wonder if the upper portion will too when I spring on it. That doesn't really mean anything if it does. Okay, let's try and do the room normally. And see how far that gets me in understanding what is happening. Oops, wrong way. Also too early. Right, and the opening moves of this are really not free. Right, I had a problem where I was pressing that too late, and I'm still having that problem. But at least I remember what to do about it. I say, doing that and not having success. How early do you want me to press that? Earlier than that? Or is this an angle thing? Like, is it not a problem of pressing too late? Oops. I somehow dashed up right instead of right. Right, and that zigzag is very, very, very tight. Like, much, much tighter than it looks. Why has this gotta be so tight? Like, why has this gotta be so tight? I don't get why all these things are just so narrow. Like, you don't get any leeway at all, and then that keeps happening. Why? Why did you not wave dash there? Like, I don't know what's going wrong. I thought I was pressing the jump button not early enough. But can that really be it in all these cases? So there I deliberately pressed it too late, and that's what it looked like. I guess that's all it is? And I'm just way more often doing that than I realize. But like, how earlier am I supposed to press it? It just, the way I have to roll my thumb for that is just clearly unnatural. And then often I'm just too far left. Okay, I can use a lot more coyote time than I've been using. Just don't look at the edge of the platform, or do look past the edge of the platform. That helps a bit. Okay. Try to jump a tile and a half beyond the edge. I love variable height gain, it's the best. I can totally do it reliably. Okay. So if I touch that, now I know what it does. Right, now I was just going to try and go through the room normally. Even though that's not really okay for clearing it, but let's see if I can learn something later on. Exiting the room is a high commitment action. That means if there is not a power box over there, then I am never getting this strawberry until I redo the rest of the level. So like, I am doing an extremely high stakes gambling with the most precious resource that exists, my time, if I exit this room and assume I need to come back for that strawberry later. See, if I go too far past the edge, then no, it's something else it's just, this jump doesn't work for me. Is there another way? Yeah, there is. It's not necessarily more reliable, but it might be. Okay, a double bunny hop. That might actually be better for me. Okay, I was trying to do something. But then, like, that solves problem number 1, but problem number 2 remains. Am I dashing from too high? Oh, maybe my dash is ending, and because this is so tight... That's the problem, my dash is ending too early. Okay, it's my dash timing, not my jump timing. Alright, got an issue debugged. I gotta be lower. I was too high. Okay. So I get pink hair. That drifts just lazily up to where it's absolutely useless for anything. Cannot plausibly be used. Unless I'm using it, like, on its way up. And if I'm doing that, what the heck am I doing with it? Like, this does nothing. So, let's go into hypothetical mode and say that the nothing that it does could be useful if all the electricity were gone. What would the room look like that? Let's say there were a power box over here. I'd come back into this room. Could just kind of walk down there, go across, climb up, walk across that, nice and easy. Then I do run into a bit of an issue here. So let's say I keep on walking across, don't fall in that because that's probably a death hole. Climb up, keep climbing up, get all the way up here. I can jump on this, I can jump on this, that becomes available. Then I can just kind of spring, drop the thing, go under, dash up, have the strawberry, and it's free. That does not feel like it makes sense. I have a hard time believing that's the answer. And again, the gamble, I don't want to gamble that way. Like, it's not really acceptable to me to leave this room without that strawberry. Like, there's nothing, other than these signs pointing down, Other than these signs pointing down, there's nothing telling me that that's something I would actually do. So I don't think that's it. However, I can get a certain amount through the room and still be safe without abandoning my strawberry friend. Okay, so now that I understand what was wrong with my wave dash there, I can, I don't have to do the double bunny hop. So let's do it this way. How was it? Reverse super was the best there? Yes, okay. Well, at least I remember this much of the room. Ooh, oh right, that part's not safe actually. That one's too high, I assume. Ooh. Dip down lower. Don't do it at the peak of the jump. That's too early. Wah! Yeah, and I can be very low. Like one tile away or so. This zigzag never gets any easier. Could it? Is there something I could do to make it easier? Not too high, probably. That was not too high. There's another issue here. Alright, there are multiple issues there and I just don't understand them. Or, there's one issue and I just don't know what it is, so I never debugged it. Just no idea, like, which of my parameters. Timing, horizontal position, vertical position. Something is wrong at some point in there, like dash timing. It's just impossible to tell what. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. My dash direction's always right. At least I worked out that problem for the most part. Here? Whoa, I'm not on the... Okay, there we go. No, I need a bunny hop. I'm just not ready to do that. I could tell. I was off. Couldn't do anything about it. Nope, no good. In terms of reference points, there's not a lot I can use to line myself up there. Just kind of gotta eyeball it and eyeball good. It's reverse super I want there, and I'm having trouble inputting that. Really, I'm having trouble remembering to, well, input that. Oh, I saved that! What? That should have been a failure, but it wasn't. Oops. At least the height gain there mostly has stopped being a problem. Whoops. So zigzag's my primary nemesis at the moment. Whoa, that's no good. Let me just not do that jump. The tiny amount of speed gain I get from it is totally not worth that. Because, like, the jellyfish will be there, where I need it. In time, anyway. So just don't worry about it. Choose the stable way. That was too low. Oh, that platform doesn't extend that far. It's not necessarily that the electricity is deadly that far. It's just that there's no floor where I'm trying to land. It's kind of hard to see with all the overlapping things here that are all very similar colors. I just did not realize that... Whoops, I keep jumping. Well, you know what? That time I got away with it. I even remembered what the follow-up action was going to be there. Just didn't get a chance to do it. Oops. Alright, so looking at the barrels, I want to be like right in the middle of the barrels in the background there. Oh, I still am jumping by instinct there. Break that reflex, it's a bad one. Garbage is being collected. Don't jump. Okay, I didn't jump. I didn't even make it to the ground though. Middle of the barrels. And like if I nail that turn around, then the next one becomes easier. There's like nothing going on in the background there. No reference point, but that's less necessary in that spot, so it's fine. Okay, did not jump. There's a dash crystal there that I did not collect and wouldn't have been relevant. Also, I was too slow with the jellyfish, so I do want to jump. Or maybe it's necessary that I... Oh, now hold on. So with a cloud in my hair, I can set down that cloud and not use it immediately. That's an interesting idea. I could set down the cloud and not use it immediately. So when I'm here, I could dash upright right, probably. Leave the cloud, spring up, get the jellyfish. Okay, once that's happened, I have a jellyfish, I have a dash. I drop, I dash up, I go over. Jellyfish dies in that field unless I can somehow throw it while also springing, which seems extremely unlikely. And even if I did that, it's kind of stuck in this cage regardless. So let the jellyfish die. Spring, dash up, left, fall down, and that entire detour... Oh, suppose I'm misinterpreting this. Suppose that... Okay, here's a way to make sense of the room. This is that tall. If it went there... If the top of this, after it... Yeah, I can see the top of it. The top of that is non-spiky. So the tall thing... If the point is to hit that springboard and make the tall thing fall on top of the short thing, which maybe this is actually a solid block here, then that creates a floor right in this area that I can use for getting across, maybe. It's a long gap to cross, but plausible. Implausible without that floor. So yes, I think that's the purpose of that. Therefore, this power doesn't necessarily need to be shut off. Therefore, I still think I'm getting the strawberry this pass of the room. Okay, so... hypothetical understanding was gained. I'd like to actually see that in action. Like, can I verify any of this? It's going to take some work, but I think it's worth doing that before moving on. I need to know. But learning, that requires a lot of effort. And that's effort I'm going to have to put forth to solve the room anyway. I accidentally dashed an extra time, but that was pretty correct otherwise. I laid down the cloud, in case that matters. I don't know that it does. I did not parse a purpose for that cloud, so there might not be one. Okay, that was pretty good. I was a little bit off on my horizontal, but I'm going in the right direction here. Ooh, and I threw the jellyfish nice and high, so there's more time to catch up with it. Doesn't matter anymore, though. So many ways for things to go wrong here, good grief. Where am I overall in this compilation? Yellow lid, expert I think it is? Something like that. Yep. Really? Chop. Now that I'm trying to wave dash from lower, I'm getting fewer mysterious wave dash failures, but they still happen. That did not feel too high. But maybe it was. Down. Bunny, do that, and do this. I'm dropping too early. I gotta wait longer. I will naturally drift to a... Well, once I drop the jellyfish. I don't know if that'll happen with jellyfish in hand. But just... in general, just be later there. This is not helping me figure out the strawberry. But it's helping me figure out other things. One step at a time here. I waited. Okay, I caught. I springed. That did fall. There's a cloud there if I want it. Okay, cool. Well, let's find out what it would take to get over here. More than that. An extended hyper and a dash was not enough to cross that gap. And it was not enough by enough that there's no way I could just do that a little better and make it. Do I need, like, Cloud Ultra into that or something? Because I can set down a Cloud there. I could set up an Ultra from there. Sort of. Good grief, do you really want me to do that, though? Okay, remind me, the cloud appears where my dash ends, not where it starts. So I'm putting it down in that spot. Like, that angle's pretty good for an Ultra. I could maybe do it. However, now that I've verified that part of the thing, I don't care so much about the end of the room until I've figured out the beginning, the strawberry. Okay, so now that I've tried those things, let's experiment with some other strawberry stuff. So part of my issue here is if I do this, then I know that that jellyfish is going to die by the time I get down there. So I have to do something else with the jellyfish if I'm going for the strawberry. I don't know what that something else is yet. But first, let's just do these actions, pretend this isn't a problem, even though I know for sure that it is. So I go there, I get pink hair. Right, there's a pink crystal embedded in that stack of things. There's touch switch and strawberry and pink crystal, all sharing the exact same space. This is a problem, but I'm going to pretend it's not. Don't worry about it. Stay in practice so you can keep doing that move for one thing. Let's look at this one more time. So, with pink hair there, only direction I can go is up. I have to get myself out of that pit. If I go up and veer right a little bit, I could maybe put my feet on that, but that seems pointless. Is this for elevating the jellyfish somehow? It is necessary to drop this, which is a one-time action. This also drops. This also drops. So, like, that creates an absolutely impossible to traverse space down here. There is no way I'm ever going down this shaft a second time and living. That is strictly impossible. Unless I can dash in such a way off of the falling thing that still lets me get the strawberry without dropping this. Okay, let's query if that's possible. That's the only way I could see traversing that twice working. That's still a problem, but ignore it. So drop once. What does a extended hyper on that falling thing mean timing-wise? Like, does that even work? If I start, like, here? It's gonna have to be earlier. I don't feel like this is the solution, but I want to see if it's plausible at all. Don't think that puts me close enough to the strawberry. I'll try one more time. What about a super? No. Super doesn't make it. Extended hyper didn't seem to make it. I'll try extended hyper one more time. I'm absolutely convinced the super is wrong. I didn't get enough distance off of that. Extended hyper was closer to plausible. Oh, I can make it with extended hyper. Well, dang. Possibility space expanded. Okay, so it is possible to make it through without dropping that. Okay, so let's imagine I did such a thing. I guess my next question, I can answer this without anything else in the room. My next question is an extended hyper on that undropped block plausible for getting all the way to the wall bounce where the cloud is? Still, jellyfish problem remains unsolved. But I just need to know the parameters of the rest of the situation. So I'm playing a puzzle game right here where, like, it's very easy to die, and dying means I... Okay, for one thing, I forgot what I was doing. Platforming puzzles don't always mix all that well. Like, this game usually does that, this compilation usually does that pretty well. It's just, right here, the platforming's getting in the way of the puzzle a little too much. Or there's too much puzzle for the platforming that's also going on. That's what I'm experiencing. I like it, but it's kind of unmanageable, is the problem. I mean, I'm on day 2 of attempting this. I still am only a tiny bit closer to having it done. I am not in any way confident that I can do this today. That would work. Let's see it actually work, though. I need proof. Well, that requires a very precise land on that. And how am I going down that shaft exactly? I'm not sure yet. Also, if this is the actual route to the strawberry, it feels like it's making this entire room like 3 notches more difficult than it was. So, that's possible. Like, that's close enough to seeing it work that I know it can. So that's a way that doing that twice could happen. So to do this roundabout... So I definitely can't carry the jellyfish with me. It does have to be thrown there at some point. The theory remains that on the strawberry route, that point must be on a second loop through here, after the strawberry is already with me. This block seems useless, but I assume it's there to interact with the jellyfish in some way. That doesn't make sense, though. Okay, let's learn about that block. Let me see if there's a plausible way for Madeline to interact with it. Gonna involve dying to the zigzag several times, as always. So ignoring the jellyfish still. Not particularly. Like, getting myself there to ride it up just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Is there something else that could be for? Like, what am I not considering about this block? It's there for a reason. Like, I could instead try to follow the line of reasoning that's like, what do I need to do, and then from there see that the block is useful, but let's just look at the block in isolation to try to figure out what it can do for me. I can work from both ends. At this point, I do think that all of my problems with the hyper mysteriously failing there are due to height. Okay, I wrote it, but what does that mean? Like, it seems completely pointless because those crystals regrow. I've already used one of my pink hair dashes. I can't possibly have kept both of them and gotten on that. Therefore, the crystal is not an asset. If I dash straight up, that's just as good here. So while I can ride it, that's irrelevant. On the way up, theoretically, while it's still traveling, I could land a reverse hyper on it and get all the way back here. Good luck with that, though. Ah, now, Do note, it is impossible to traverse this upper passage twice, because the cloud goes away. So if I want to do another loop, I do have to do it with... Oh. I do have to do it with trickery here. Okay, let's see if that's plausible. This is still a problem right here. Like, I can't do that action. I would have to do something else with the jellyfish. Possibly getting me access to it during earlier process? But I'm not ready to include it in my route yet. Because, like, I tried that last time I was here and nothing made sense about it. What am I doing? Get the strawberry, dash all the way up, have a dash, do a reverse wave dash on that ascending touch switch platform, and get back to the shaft you're in right now. Okay. No, I keep dashing up. Keep dashing up. Use those crystals. Okay. Whoops. Gaining consistency with that part, at least, so that's nice. Because I don't already have enough trouble with bunny hops, I gotta do one from a falling platform. With different timing, I think that is plausible, unfortunately. Which means I might have to do it on a real run where I do everything else the same and have whatever the jellyfish's timing restriction is that I do not yet understand. Like, that'll be the next thing to puzzle out if I can get this to work all the way. Ah! It's a little earlier than that. I can compensate better for earlier than later. What? I guess I didn't dash upward. Okay, so I did have a mistaken dash direction today, right there. Note that. Correct it. Oops. Ah, zigzag way, gotta be this way. Okay. Yeah. What I would really want for that to be good is to not use my dash, because, like, if I'm going down this shaft again, I need a dash to get over to that? Okay, that's a worthwhile question, and one I can test... Yeah, okay, I can test the conditions of this from here, sort of. It'll be a tricky thing to do, but I can do it. Don't like it, but I think it's possible. Yeah. I got plenty of time to set up the... plenty. I have enough time to be able to set up the extended hyper to get to the thing. Alright, so let's take it as a given that that's what I'm doing, even though I'm probably not. If I were doing all of that, what's the jellyfish doing? How is it getting to this spot at the appropriate time? It's not. There's no way. Is it coming with me through here? If it is, I'm never dropping that up there, because I need it in that little cage. This touch switch thing doesn't help me, unless it moves something else I haven't seen. Like, are there additional effects from the touch switch? Could I plausibly get back to this watch? No. No. That is not re-accessible no matter what I do. I wish I could get back here and look to see if anything else moved. Like, look for that symbol. Is it anywhere else? I would have noticed already. I've looked at this enough times, I would have seen that. Unless it's hidden behind one of these, but that'd just be rude. Okay, so I guess I need to go back to, now that I've seen that it is plausible to go down that shaft and dash into the thing at the time. Sure, I do need to ponder the jellyfish, but I want to do something else first. I'm not going to get, like, the full height of... Well, I need to try to get the full height of that jump. I don't think the trajectory is plausible, though. Oops. Because, so here's the idea I'm working on. So, reverse wave dash on that thing, get the full height of that jump, make it all the way through here and down that shaft? No way. So this little jut out of electricity right here, to the left of that falling thing, that alone makes that implausible. Also, the width of this flat thing here seems pretty unlikely. Is there a place I can just do like a... Yeah, here's a good little playground. I don't know, that's pretty flat. Okay, I can measure. When will my horizontal movement stop? If I don't make any more inputs right there. Okay, so if I reverse wave dash... Oh well, depends how long I hold the D-pad. So that's half a screen width. Okay, that one's nice and easy to measure. So I go half a screen width with a reverse wave dash, and the amount of... Okay, so hang on. I fell 2 tiles total there? I mean, I basically went half... Okay, so just short of half a screen width at the same height as it started. From there to here... Yeah, no, okay, so I have now proven that's impossible. Roughly. I've roughly proven that's impossible because the point I'm departing is at the same height as that green crystal right there. It's slightly to the right. So about 2.5 tiles to the right to the center of that crystal. I could count tiles here. Yeah, I could do it. Alright, how much is half a screen width? I'm gonna count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. About 18 tiles. Wait, that's how I'm counting that? More like... Yeah, it's a little short of half a screen width. The screen's about 40 tiles wide or so. So 20-ish. So 2 tiles right to that crystal. So I'm going to go 1, 2, where the crystal is. Yeah, so... No, I need to... Okay, so the background mark, there's 2 vertical lines per tile there. So right of the rightmost part of that background pillar, that's 1. 2 is where the background pillar starts, or wall, or whatever it is. 3 is those right 2 spikes. 4 is the left 2 spikes. Then go by vertical lines. 5 for those 2. 6, 7, getting real dark and hard to see. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to the edge of the thing. Now we're in the background. I'm gonna go down here to keep counting. 14, 15 to the down in the bricks there. 16, 17 to the next down that goes 2. 18 to the edge of the falling thing. 19 to the other edge. 20, 21, 22 to get past that electricity. The curve does not allow it. I am going to say that proves I am not doing that move. Unless I have a jellyfish with me. In which case, I could totally do that. But also in which case... Nothing good's happening here. Ooh! Ooh, but I got an idea. Oh. That has given me an idea. Let's do something very different with this jellyfish. Whoops. What if I don't take it up at all, but I do keep it with me? Like, what if I'm holding the jellyfish when I touch the strawberry? Maybe that's believable. And then everything routes so much more sensibly? Alright, game, please finish your garbage collection quickly, because I'm not going to stop. So find the right time to start moving left there. Hold up so you float slower. Yes. Okay. I'm forced to drop that. Is that a problem? Am I? I have a dash I need to use. Okay, let's not worry about the problem of dropping that thing just yet. Let's see if the rest routes. I'm gonna have to worry about it, but maybe not yet. Yeah, I can't avoid dropping it. Also, it's kind of tight regardless. No, that is kind of a major problem. Like, if I drop that thing, I'm not getting far enough for the wall bounce in the future. Okay, is there a more fundamental problem here? One that I can be absolutely sure I cannot solve? Because, like, if I could totally cut out that line of reasoning, that's better than just being a little unsure about this. Man, it's so floaty. Okay, so I gotta take my time a little more with that. After jumping off of that, float down slightly before you go right. And it doesn't give me a lot of space to take the jellyfish along through that shaft afterwards, because that's the plan. I'm bringing it back up here after and doing the normal things with it. Ooh, that's a tight angle. Well, if I'm putting my feet down anyway, I could use a dash, but would that help me? I don't think so. There could be a point at which I want to throw the jellyfish during the descent here. That feels too tight to be meant to be done that way. But again, that's not a fundamental issue, that's just... and this zigzag feels too tight to be reasonable, given how often I'm failing it. Ah! Okay. I'm not ready to do that. So I don't have the vertical room to do the jellyfish climbing thing there, do I? It's very tight. Like, that juts up, that electricity right there below the falling thing. Even if I did... no, there's a pink crystal there! Okay, let's continue imagining that I did all those things. Let's say I did a successful jellyfish climb all the way up here. Got it to that normal spot. I threw it, I did the reverse cloud, I got in the thing, I fell down, and oops, I've already dropped that, so... from the other falling thing, there's no possible way I can make it here. So I think that issue is fundamental enough to say that's not what I'm doing. Okay. I guess that's as much as I worked on this room today. Let me spend like 1 more minute just looking at what's going on here. So there's the idea of somehow magically coming back for the strawberry later if power is shut off. I really, 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 really doubt that that's what it is, but it's not strictly impossible. There's the idea of getting the strawberry after I throw the jellyfish here, which puts me on another loop, which pretty definitively means the jellyfish dies before I can use it. Pretty sure I need that thing to navigate this obstacle. Pretty sure I need to navigate this obstacle to get all the way over here. Like, maybe if I were doing a task, I could do the ultra off of this thing as it falls instead of the second one. But I'm not, I'm a human. So I think I can cut out that possibility. When I get that strawberry, the jellyfish has not been thrown there. So that would mean, since I do need the jellyfish in that spot, unless I'm doing an alternate way of getting there, which this does not help me with, then that means I'm getting back up to this spot and throwing again. I assume this marking is correct no matter what route I'm on. I assume both strawberry and non-strawberry routes will throw the jellyfish there. I think I do believe that. Again, it's possible that's false, but I think I do believe it. Okay, so, carrying that forward, that means... Query, does a jellyfish fall through a one-way platform, or do they sit there and wait? Can I test this? Might be hard, but I think I can. Wait a second! Just like I spawned the cloud but didn't pick it up right away, it creates a little, So an entire possible route I wasn't considering. Oh. Well, no, I'd have to pick it up if I want to go up that shaft. Yeah, if I'm going up that shaft, that happens. But what if I don't press... So I can leave it there. Can't go anywhere afterwards. I don't get high enough. So yeah, I can leave it there. It spawns on a little thing that'll hold it. Like that's a way to hold the jellyfish in place. I don't need to do that zigzag in such a way that I don't use that crystal, right? I don't think that's possible. I can avoid the top one, but I don't know how to avoid the bottom one. Okay, I don't think that's involved, but note that I can spawn the jellyfish, and it sits on a little thing. Didn't get an answer to my question. I guess let's get an answer to that question, too. Because that could be relevant, also. Getting an answer to that question, not so simple. I think I will die before I get to see what happens here. I did not, and it does stop. Okay. It does stop at a one-way platform. Makes sense. Why wouldn't it? I don't know, just with everything else going on in this room. Can't make assumptions about things like that. But one thing that reveals to me is that there are still things that I can do that I haven't considered, unless that was the last one. I am still finding things that I had not considered that I can do. So it's probably just one of those. There's probably another one hiding in here somewhere. Possibility space of this room is big, but not big enough for me to find a route through it yet. So I guess I need to expand it more, somehow. Or maybe I know everything, maybe I have all the puzzle pieces. I don't know if I have all the puzzle pieces. I also don't know if my Cloud Ultra idea here is viable at all. So the idea is I wall bounce off that, I set down the cloud, I dash right, I leave the cloud there, go up and around, drop the thing, get down through this little narrow thing. I will have a dash at that point from half of this crystal. Wave dash on the cloud in open space, which is not exactly trivial, but I can figure out the timing. Then from there, turn that into an ultra on this rightward thing that's now down here, making a floor. Ultra gives me enough speed to be able to get in there. The other remote possibility, but not necessarily impossible, is that the jellyfish survives this process and I use it to cross this gap. I think the Cloud Ultra is more likely. Because otherwise that cloud serves no purpose that I can discern. Yeah, otherwise cloud serves no purpose I can discern. I couldn't use it to, like, go back here, right? No, I don't think so. Well, one purpose it serves is to give me a dash, but the cloud itself, I do not need it to reach the springboard. It's strictly unnecessary for that, because this crystal is here. If this crystal weren't here, I would need the cloud, but it is, so I don't. Okay. Okay, knowledge was gained. Not enough to solve the room, but some. If this is not the final room, then it probably wasn't meant to be this impossible to solve. But I found a way for it to be. Or maybe this is the final room. Alright, anyway, next time I'm still in this room. It's fine. I'm enjoying the process. It's just, it's gonna take the time that it's gonna take. See you next time.